Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting GodTheScienceTheEvidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold.
This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, February 4th, 2022, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, author, speaker, podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, he's back. Artist, producer, mogul, friend, Derek Miner.
Aloha.
Dude, I have the hardest time. This is the second episode. I have the hardest time saying February, and I hate these weeks. I just get
go.
Like it's a word in general you have a hard time saying?
There's certain words, and longtime listeners know this. Brewery, like trips me up, and February trips me up. I don't know why.
Who doesn't brewery trip up? I mean, that's a tough
brewery.
The rural juror.
You just have to be confident when you say it.
I know you just got to power through. February 4th.
You can't be in the middle.
Yeah. Anyway, every time, but I'm like looking at it right when we start the show, I'm looking at the rundown, and that word is just like hanging out there like a big old matzo ball, and I'm just like, I know it's coming, and I get in my head about it.
You should just do what I do in writing. If I can't spell a month, or if I know I'm going to botch it towards the, those worries, in the winter months, I just abbreviate. It's Feb 14th. All you got is Feb or Jam. Okay. That's what I do in writing. And in email, you're like, oh, this guy's just an efficient emailer because he's not this guy doesn't even have time to write the entire month. The real case is I'm worried about botching the spelling at the end because they get a little tricky with those UAs and R's. Let's just be honest. Okay.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
All right, we got some news, y'all. This Friday episode. Okay, so this is going to be a different type of an episode for two major reasons, listeners, and I'll tell you right now what they are. One, we're changing the relevant news segment. We're evolving it. What it has been us talking about substantive news item, for 15, 20 minutes, whatever. And hey, let's be honest, it's a Friday show. It's a light day of the week. We're kind of thinking about the weekend, and just is kind of an odd fit for a Friday show. So we're evolving that segment to be more buzzworthy kind of news, water cooler type topics, more representative of the stuff that we're actually publishing and covering every day. So Tyler's going to join us for that. We're rebranding it. I think we're calling it Relevant Buzz. And I think in post-production, we will decide, but I think it's going to be called Relevant Buzz. And that's coming up. And so it's going to be clips and short and quick, and it's going to be really interesting and more of the spectrum of what Relevant's covering every week. That'll be fun. We're also moving, if you notice the difference between our Tuesday and Friday shows, we have your feedback on the Friday show, and we have usually a game or something on the Tuesday show. We're going to flip that. We're going to bring, again, Friday's a party night. But let's have the game night on Fridays. So we're bringing the game to the Friday show. And on today's show, we actually have one of our listeners joining us because after the last game, which was Finish the Lyrics, the youth group jams, a lot of y'all were like, you need to have me on the show because I knew every one of those, blah, da, 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 da.
Wow.
Well, some of y'all are going to come on the show today and prove to us how good you are knowing your youth group jam. So that's coming up on the show today. And obviously you saw the headline, you saw the title of the show. You know who our guests are. Lee and Lecrae are joining us. There's a lot of, they've been in the news this week. Reach Records has been in the news this week. It's been really a lot. There's a lot going on. And we're going to actually end the show today with that conversation. You don't want to miss it. It's an important conversation. We just didn't want to come out of that conversation and then go to some stupid game. So we're going to flip everything up this week. It's going to be the Relevant Buzz segment. We're going to do our game with one of you listeners. And then we're going to end it with Lecrae and Lee. So it's an unusual episode. It's going to be an important episode and also, I think, a fun episode. So, yeah, a lot going on.
Well, I know there's a lot of news happening around the world. I did want to bring one brief update to a story that I know podcast listeners.
You're jumping ahead of the Relevant Buzz segment. You're going to give us a new breaking news. All right,
this is big. We know our podcast has a big listenership, makes a lot of impact around the world. And as you guys know, one of the big stories developing in the country right now is how the city of Virginia Beach has gotten snow for 2 straight weekends. And our taxpaying...
That missed the news cycle down here in Florida, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well,
we gotta get that one, bro.
We got our own cold weather coming here in Austin.
Yeah,
they've been talking about it on like the Joe Rogan podcast a lot. I think it's been causing a lot of stir, from what I understand.
Brene Brown was tweeting about it. Yeah, I know.
She's not happy about this. She's not happy about this at all.
She put her podcast on pause until the snow in Virginia stopped. Yeah.
But so the city, and I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, but the city has been getting quite a bit of snow, and the highest point in our town, we're at sea level. Well, it's not a very hilly town, but we have an artificial mountain that was built on top of a landfill that's called Mount Trashmore, and it's the highest point in Virginia Beach. And
I still
it's
don't believe
right
it's
off
a real name. I know it is, but I can't believe it's a real name.
So it's right off the interstate, like I-64 heading to the ocean front, one of those monster 10-lane super high. It's right there. Everybody knows Mount Trashmore. It's a perfect sledding location. Well, just because like 20 years ago, some guy ruptured his spleen on a boogie board on a snowy day, we have been prohibited from even going near there. They guard it. Okay. There are literally guards from the sheriff's department marching around Mount Trashmore to keep kids off on snow days. And I went on a couple weeks ago on this podcast and said how outrageous this is. And I'm planning on launching a campaign to be mayor of Virginia Beach on the sole platform of I will make sledding on Mount Trashmore great again. Okay.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Great again.
Okay.
And I wanted to give an update.
Jesus is my savior. Mount Trashmore is my sledding hill. I see the bumper stickers now.
I see
all
it
the
here.
merch.
Period. It's and the first thing I'll do is put a big cross up there, an American flag, and just
American
a
flag
sled, and a red sled for freedom, a freedom sled. that it doesn't matter how many spleens are ruptured. I will die on this hill.
Right.
Quite literally, because it's very dangerous to sled.
Grab him by the spleen.
Yeah. It's literally, my campaign is I will die on this hill, and I'm talking about Mount Trashmore, and my means of death will be a horrific sledding accident. But anyway, our local newspaper, and I sent you guys a link to this, but obviously you've already seen it at this point because it's all the buzz. Virginia Beach will now consider lifting sledding ban at Mount Trashmore Park. That's the headline. The actual mayor is getting involved. Bobby Dyer, who ironically, Orlando's mayor's Buddy Dyer. Was
Buddy
one letter
Dyer,
off,
yeah.
but we got Bobby. I don't know if they're related. Maybe.
Are they
Who knows?
related?
Buddy.
Like it's like the Bush dynasty.
Yeah, of mid-market mayors. Yeah,
Mid-market
mayors. So the vice mayor got involved immediately because this became a big issue at a city council meeting. And the vice mayor released a statement, said it's something people really are enjoying doing. It sounds like kind of mean that we won't let them do it. This is the vice mayor. Well, the mayor said, we want to be the city of yes. Maybe we can get people to sign liability waivers. No waivers. Just open the hill and let us sled. This is being considered. But if you're listening to this podcast, once again, Virginia Beach residents and city council, no waivers. Just open the hill. Let people have fun. Huge update. Huge update. I can only say it's the political activism on this podcast that even got this conversation going. So big time update.
They listen.
The update
they're
is
listening.
that they're thinking about letting you go down that hill if you sign a piece of paper. That's the
we
update.
want to be the city of yes, Cameron. That is the update.
Okay.
The Freedom Sled will be erected at the top of Mount Trashmore.
Oh man, great.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Okay. All right.
I know there's already a lot of heavy stuff we're talking about today, and I hate to bring another heavy story like this, but I just feel like people need to know the impact this show has.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Jesse. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
very
can tell.
important.
I can
Very
tell
important.
everyone's enraptured.
Hey,
really
hey, while we're
important
giving
to me.
updates, by the way, thank you, Internet, for catching that on the last Tuesday's episode. I know that the dog whisperer is Cesar Millan. I know that Cesar Chavez is not the actual dog training expert.
Is that
even
what
though
you
that's
said?
I said Cesar Chavez on the show, and the Internet has not let me forget it. I mean,
That's hilarious.
Twitter is not nice about. They're making fun of me mercilessly over there. That I think that Cesar Chavez is the dog whisperer. Anyway,
Well,
I know
and
that.
an update on the dog. I told y'all
Yeah.
about shock collars. We have yet to put them on the dogs because we just can't make ourselves do it yet.
It's inhumane. You shouldn't do it.
Well, we're working towards it.
All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Tyler joins us for Relevant Buzz.
Stars get a little bit crushed, and wires get tangled in the dark. Can't hold up to the light. I got a little bit lost, but I swear we still got time. 'Cause you'll always be my tension free. On my mind forever. Got me spinning between now and never. Tension free.
You're listening to Coin. The song is Cutie. Well, today's show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Hey, it's 2022. It's been a rough go of it for a couple years for a lot of people. And we need to talk about our mental health. Maybe try out some therapy. Whether you're feeling under it, whether you're having relationship problems, whether you're struggling with anxiety or job stress, therapy can help. And BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Join the millions of people who are seeing what therapy is really about. See if it's for you. And right now, Relevant Podcast listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/relevant. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/relevant. Okay, like I just mentioned, it is, you gotta, your paint gets stingy. You got to repaint the house sometimes. You got to freshen things up. That's what we're doing here. Relevant news. We figured, let's freshen it up for 2022. Why not? And so the one thing, although I've enjoyed our conversations around relevant news, I always felt like it didn't represent what we actually are covering every day as well, because we focused everything on one news item and one topic that was a little bit more, substantive. And I thought, what if we did a little bit more of a potpourri? What if we did a little bit more of representation of kind of the stuff that's buzzing on our site and on our socials and what people are talking about, what's getting traction? So that's what we're doing. So introducing for the first time, we'll see how it goes, the all new
Relevant Buzz.
Please welcome to the show, Relevant Senior Editor, Tyler Huckabee. Hey, man.
Hey, everybody.
Tell us what's happening this week.
Okay, so first up, I love these stories. I love good church news. We get a lot of bad church news. We do report on bad church news, but I do love good church news.
There's good church news?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we have good church news.
Usually when I think of the church, I don't think about the term good news. Is that a problem?
Whoa.
Is that a problem?
Well, it's more than that. It's not even just good church news. It's coming to us from the Pacific Northwest, the godless regions of the country. Famously no good news up there for the church ever. But I love this story coming to us from Brookings, Oregon. So we wrote about this a few months back. You might remember the city of Brookings filed this new law that said churches can no longer feed the homeless in the city of Brookings. Residents were upset because the homeless were coming to the church and it was getting dirty, and they had said it was dangerous. So they said you can only do it now 2 days out of the week, and you had to file you had to go to get a blessing from the mayor or something like that to even get that permission. And now a church there is actually suing. Can anybody guess why? What the lawsuit is?
Because they're feeding them?
Because this is America.
The church is suing the city.
The church is suing the city.
Yeah. That's Cameron's right.
Because you shouldn't have to ask the mayor.
Because they say this is a religious freedom issue. Since Jesus commands Christians to feed the hungry, they're saying now that this is an infringement upon the free exercise of religion. So they're taking this lawsuit to the city, and potentially, we'll see where it goes, but all the way to the top. But I do love when churches get to do, sometimes I feel like the religious freedom thing gets thrown around a little willy-nilly. This is a good way to use that exercise, that freedom of religion lawsuit, I think. And that would be really encouraging to see more churches start using it like that. You know what I mean?
For sure. Right.
You know who I'd like for you to interview, Tyler, is the people who go to that church that said, you know what, I don't want us feeding these people anymore because they're messing up my church and this is a hassle.
I don't hear nothing they got to say.
I'll let you
I agree with Derek. Do not give
I want to hear from Portland Mayor Brody Dyer, brother of Bobby and Buddy Brody, about his take on this.
Oh, these people.
Anyway, yeah, that's good. So they're suing. Good for them.
Yeah. Lawsuits coming. We'll keep an eye on it.
Honestly, though, there's a lot of things in the Bible that if like harems and 83 concubines and things like that if we were just like, I can have concubines, it's my religious rights, it's in the Bible,
you should visit some remote areas of Utah and see how that's working out, that argument, see how that works out for them, because last I checked, legally tenuous ground that people are actually trying there.
All right, what else is going on?
Well, speaking of, this is another legal case, and I'm sure you all heard about this one over the last week.
So the relevant buzz segment is all going to be like legal news.
It's all law news. Yeah, it's all law news. No, this one's a little pop culture, but it involves there was sort of a little bit of a legal dispute here, which I'm sure you saw. This is coming right here from me and Derek's state of Tennessee, where a school board here decided to ban Mouse, the famed Pulitzer Prize winning graphic novel Mouse, from the school curriculum. It had been has anybody who here has read Mouse?
Who here has read a comic book?
Mickey Mouse.
It is a comic book, but you saw this new. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This the Mouse book.
Yeah.
Mouse by Art Spiegelman is it's a very famous graphic novel, and it's worth noting here. And it's a story about the Holocaust, but it's told the Nazis are cats, the Jews are portrayed by mice, and then I think the Americans are all like dogs, if I remember right. Like every different like race and class of person is depicted by a different animal, which sounds kind of lighthearted, but again, this is a book about the Holocaust.
Sounds dark. There's no way you can make the Holocaust lighthearted.
Yeah. It is not light. It is emphatically not lighthearted. And it's actually a true story about the Holocaust. It was based on the writer's father's experiences as a Jew in Auschwitz. So obviously it is like all stories about the Holocaust. It is a lot to take in. And it is in fact so much to take in that the school board decided kids can't read it. It's too much for the little ears to read. They need their safe space, and this doesn't deliver on it. But as often happens with this, if you can get your book banned by a school board, that's ends up doing really well for your numbers. It was within 3 days, it was the number 1, 2, and 3, the first one and its 2 sequels on the Amazon overall book sales charts. It jumped up from just about number 2,000 on Amazon's charts the day before it actually got banned. And by the end, it was actually, they're back ordered now. You can't even get the book until February. So a lot of people are about to read what is, in my mind, a very, very good book and a very important book too. And I hope that a lot of those people are 8th graders, because I think that's about the time I read it. And I would encourage people to seek that book out. It's very good.
I think the crazy part about this whole story and them banning it, I'm trying to remember, I was like, yo, why did they actually ban the book? And they said they banned it over someone using the Lord's name in vain or rough language and a nude drawing of a mouse.
Correct.
The only mouse that wear clothes is Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like all mice, if you see a mouse in the live, is butt naked every time.
And what are we gonna do? Ban Donald Duck?
Right.
I mean, Donald Duck's
don't wear no
pantsless.
pants.
Well, and listen, and what people forget is when he comes out of the shower, he's wearing a towel around his waist with no shirt. So you tell me what is provocative, which half of Donald Duck's body should be covered. He's got a shirt on. He's got a shirt on with no pants, and there's several documented scenes of him walking around in a bath towel, getting ready in the morning. You tell me, school board, what part of Donald Duck's body, the top or bottom half, it's got to be one. Their logic is flawed. Is what my point is.
I'm like, you know good and well that's not the reason y'all banned that book.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just crazy.
Jamie, I have a marketing strategy for your next release, your next book release.
No kidding.
Butt naked mouse.
Get banned. Nude mouse drawings. Yeah.
I'm working on a biography of Bobby, Buddy, and Brody Dyer called Dire Circumstances. And
Dire circumstances.
And it's a 3-part biography about these brothers. I don't even know if they're related. The book never gets to that. They just have similar sounding names, and they're mayors. And one of them.
What's
doesn't
weird
exist.
is that Buddy
And all the
Dyer's
things
only
they have to get to their citizens with, the sledding and the church feeding the homeless.
It's about 700 pages.
It's scandalous because Buddy Dyer he only wears a shirt and no pants in the entire book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We go in a lot of strange territory. It's self-published, so I encourage every school board to ban this thing, and right away.
Listen, Tyler, when you started talking about this, I've never read this book, so I went online because I'm like, I'm gonna buy it because if it's banned, I want it.
See?
And I found it at christianbook.com, but it doesn't even ship until March 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. It's too far out.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Get your name in now. You're not going to be able to get it for a while.
Yeah.
I got a storage unit full of Dire Circumstances if you need a backup, because fire sale.
All right.
What else, Tyler?
Well, speaking of this is not the only news this week that involves a cartoon looking character landing themselves in hot water. I'm sure you all remember this happened a couple of weeks ago. Our man Elmo on Sesame Street found himself in the crosshairs because of his situation with Rocco. Did we all see that? Do I need to give anybody? I don't need to give anybody the update on this, right? It was everywhere. It was a very big story.
It's crazy.
Elmo has been silent on this. In my mind, kind of suspiciously silent on this for quite a while.
Oh my gosh.
He finally went to the press to deliver a statement about his legendary feud with Rocco. And I want you to really listen to this. We won't play the entire interview. We don't have time for that. But he comes in, cool under pressure. He's ready to deliver. He's obviously had some media training. He's a big figure, but things really go off the rails. And you can find the exact moment when Elmo gets pushed too far again, and he's just not ready. He's not ready to back down yet. Listen and see if you can tell me what pushes him over the edge.
Elmo's gonna say this. Elmo loves Zoe. Yeah. Zoe's a wonderful friend to Elmo. We have our differences. Like, Zoe believes that Rocco is real, and Elmo knows that Rocco is a rock. And that's okay. We have different opinions about things. We've had a discussion. We're cool. Elmo did not apologize to Rocco because Rocco is not real, because he's a rock.
But Elmo, Rocco has feelings. Don't you think you should apologize to Rocco?
So this is the sticking point, Francesca. He does not have feelings because he is a rock. Sorry.
Elmo,
I was not going to be upset.
Elmo, Rocco's
it when he loses his temper. So Elmo's going to calm down. And Elmo's just going to say that it's a difference of opinion.
Okay. See?
See, Elmo handed at me.
He can't stay on message. He can't stay on message.
All right.
He can't stay on brand yet. He's too, and I do feel a little weird about all the gaslighting that went on in that show of people trying to like convince Elmo that he needs to be nice to everybody else. I think Elmo's in the right, and people in Sesame Street are just afraid to say it.
I agree. I agree. I stand with
You got to
Elmo.
fight for your right.
That's exactly right.
What else is going on?
We have this would be cool. Bradley Cooper was in the news this week. I love Bradley Cooper. We found out on the All Staff, Cameron, this week a little bit about the Bradley Cooper hair situation, which I didn't know was like a subject of a lot of conversation until you just like Googled Bradley Cooper hair. Is that right?
Yeah. You were talking about the item you're about to bring in our Slack chat for the staff, and I just Googled Bradley Cooper, and he had, there was a bunch of pictures that popped up, and I just happened to notice this one picture of him in a film where he had this mullety type bowl cut, like funny hairstyles from the 70s or something for a character, right? And I just posted this picture in the chat, and I just said, let the beauty of Bradley Cooper's hairstyle in this photo wash over you this afternoon. And then it got me going to find other Bradley Cooper hair. And this is insane. Like apparently it's a thing. Like there were articles on GQ and stuff about all the crazy hairstyles Bradley Cooper has had over the years. Like from, the long hair and Star is Born and, just like, it's so funny. Like apparently Bradley Cooper's hair is a thing. I didn't know it. We just stumbled into it in the staff chat because of this item that he's about to tell us. Which has nothing to do with his hair, by the way.
I like his hair.
Which doesn't.
Oh, his hair.
He's got nice hair.
You need to go look at the last 20 years of his hair, because when you say I like his hair, it is radically different.
Okay.
It's crazy. The man has had quite the hair journey.
He's a good actor. I like him as an actor. He has so far directed one movie, and his first time at bat as a director was nominated for an Academy Award for A Star is Born. So the question is, what's he going to do? What's next for him? What's next on the filmmaking docket? Yeah. And he says what he's interested in is writing and directing an adaptation of John Milton's Paradise Lost. Did anybody read or have to read Paradise Lost as part of their? I think those are two different questions you just said, Tyler. Like if you read it or you had to. So I'm gonna go ahead with the had to. I think was a yes, and the read it was a no. Were you a bad student, Jamie?
I was a bad student in high school. Yeah,
reading?
I didn't read anything. And now
she
I love
wasn't
reading.
a Christian. She was a bad student. Probably smoking under the bleachers.
Well, you missed out on what you would know all the spoilers. You probably do already know all the spoilers to Paradise Lost, because it is based on the story of Genesis, the creation of Adam and Eve and the world and the fall of Satan from heaven. And it's kind of it's one of the first, like, it's thought to be one of the first examples of an anti-hero, like casting Satan as kind of a tragic figure instead of a total villain. And it's like kind of the story of the entire cosmic creation, fall, and redemption of humanity, which is a tall order for a movie. But Bradley Cooper said he, at one point, one of his very first auditions was to be part of a production of that. That ended up falling through. So he's always had kind of a chip on his shoulder about it. And now he wants to write and direct it himself. So I don't think it's been officially greenlit yet, but he is interested in it. And I would be very interested in seeing how somebody tackles that. And if you've read Paradise Lost, call Jamie.
We posted this on Instagram, and I noticed in the comments a film producer commented and said, the reason why that film has not been made is that it would cost $400 million to make it. This is never going to happen.
So.
I think they get
400? 400
no, to tell, like visually to tell this story of Satan's fall and all this stuff,
Hey, got to get Disney to buy it. We'd start the Paradise Lost verse.
Yeah, just film in a warehouse in Atlanta and green screen it. It'll be fine. He'll figure it out.
I think it'll come out before the Dire Circumstances adaptation. Although Bradley Cooper could also handle that with ease.
It's hard to do a biopic with three different men named Dire, and especially this book takes some. If Paradise Lost costs $400 million, trust me, Dire Circumstances. There's some scenes in there. We're talking $500-600 million easily.
Plus, I mean, it'll be limited because this is going to be a hard R because of Buddy Dyer's shirt no pants policy.
It's the hardest R. I will say
the hardest of
third
R's.
And it's not easy to film. The last third of the book takes place in space. So, I do need the budget. No expense getting spared.
All right. Well, look at that. There's the debut of Relevant Buzz. Tell us what you think. Do you like this little shorter variety type approach, or do you want us to do longer conversations? I'm interested in y'all's feedback. Thanks, Tyler. Hey, for more content like this, to stay up on everything that's happening and all the stuff that's buzzing each week, follow Relevant on all the socials and make sure relevantmagazine.com is part of your daily web browsing. Thanks, man.
Thanks, everybody.
See you, man.
All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's Finish the Lyric, and we are joined by one of you guys.
With the red on your favorite flag is blood. It's blood. It's blood. It's blood. Are you part of it? You can't learn from it anymore. We're tired at it. With this stain on your uniform is
You're listening to Youth Sector. The song is Blood. Well, today's show is also brought to you by UHSM. Healthcare costs have been growing year after year and can lead to a lot of confusion. Thankfully, UHSM offers great and affordable health for everyone. Unite Health Share Ministries, or UHSM, is a Christian health sharing ministry that puts your health above anything else. Health sharing is not insurance. The programs at UHSM are member-based fellowships where faithful people can take charge of their own health care. UHSM offers different programs to meet any and all of your needs, from telehealth options to plans that cover the unexpected moments in life. UHSM has something for everyone. For more info, head to uhsm.org or contact a representative at 800-900-8476. Again, that's uhsm.org, or talk to someone at 800-900-8476. Well, if you listened to the Tuesday show, you heard our game, Finish the Lyric. It was youth group anthems, and, we played them and then cut it off, and then, the challenge was to finish the lyric. We didn't do that well. The cast didn't do that well. And some of you on social media were kind of cocky and said, I knew every word. And I said, prove it. And so here joining us to play part 2 of Finish the Lyric is Bethany Olson. Hey, Bethany.
Hey, nice to meet you. Great to be
All right,
here.
before we jump into the game, let's get to know you. You've been a longtime listener. We've interacted on social media quite a bit.
Yep.
Where are you? Where are you calling us from?
Staten Island, home of Staten Island Chuck and Pete Davidson.
Hey.
Wow.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey,
Interesting.
and hold up. I need to make this clear real quick. This is a sidebar.
Yeah.
I don't know why Pete Davidson gets so much crap, because he actually seemed like a pretty cool dude. Like, he just seems like a stoner, and stoners are usually pretty cool. So
Are the guys in Staten Island more like Pete Davidson, or are they more like Colin Jost, or are they more like Jersey Shore? Yeah,
I kind of feel more. Yeah, I feel more Vinny in the situation, I think.
Okay, stop playing for real.
I'm sorry, it's true.
I gotta come to Staten Island. Them choices is hilarious.
I stayed at a friend's house in Staten Island one time, and I thought it was a delightful community. And the ferry, we took it right over to like Battery Park or whatever. It's it's awesome. Does Pete Davidson have a good rep in town? Do people like him?
It's pretty split. Some people think he's cool. I've met some people who are not fans. I have no opinion. I think he's funny.
Yeah.
Are you like born and raised there?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't have the accent I would have assumed.
Well, thank you. I try not to on purpose.
Now, Bethany, you have very cool headphones with one of those mic things. Are you a gamer? Are you a gamer?
Yeah, exactly.
I had to record a podcast, and these were the ones I could get here fastest. And I think they're like Xbox headphones or something. So usually my son uses them.
I follow you on Twitch. A lot of great gaming content. Yeah. All right, so we're going to jump into the game. It is time for
Finish the Lyric.
very early 2000s youth group vibes.
Who's Clark? Is that you?
Yeah, that's Clark.
That was me.
Hey.
Clark spent 4.5 weeks solid. He blacked out the calendar on that. The writing the lyrics for that one actually was the first 2 weeks, and then it was the recording.
Okay, finish the lyric. So, you heard Tuesday's show. It's just youth group anthems, a variety of genres, a variety of decades, but it's stuff that we all know. And so, we'll play the clip. You finish the lyric. You get a point if you get it right. And we'll see how good Bethany Olson does, because she said she knew every one of them. So you're all going. Don't root for her. You're competing against her, Derek.
Oh, I'm going to lose this game. So I'm rooting for Bethany. Matter of fact,
thank you for being on my side.
All my points I get and just give them to her. Because probably not going to be any.
You never know.
Hey,
there's
a couple on here, Derek. I know you'll know. There's a couple. I'm looking at them. There's a couple on here. And
unless it's all right, okay.
I'll try. You know what I'm going to try and do? I'm going to try and veer them towards giving y'all a fighting chance.
Well,
I'll give you a fighting chance. All right.
I'm probably going to brick them.
Jesse, we're going to start with you.
Cameron, just FYI, I didn't start following Jesus till 2001. So, kind of do the math with songs.
Oh, it'd be nice.
What happened? Why were you so late to the party? What were you doing before 2001?
I was in church, but also at the party.
We didn't have a youth group. I mean, we did.
I didn't go to youth group.
We didn't really do that like that. I mean,
But then I married a youth pastor, so I made up for all of the lost time.
Immersion. Yeah.
Immersed,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't sprinkle. You did the dunk. I mean, you went all in.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Good to know.
Jesse, you're up first. I'll tell you, it's 5 Iron Frenzy. The song is Every New Day. Finish the lyric. Here we go.
Jesus is offended. What is that?
It's Scott.
Dude, the sad thing is I recognize the song and I know the lyrics
Oscar
are in
Isaac?
there. It's the same era. They probably shared a stage together, Cornerstone or something.
Okay.
But Fly Higher is my only clue because I know the song, but I'm trying to Fly Higher.
The song is called Every New Day, if that helps you at all.
Fly Higher. I don't know. Sorry.
The answer is Every New Day Again. That's the lyric. Every New Day Again.
I've never
all right,
heard
Bethany,
that song
we're going
in
to
my
you,
entire
and
life.
I am giving you a layup. It's Lifehouse, Hanging by a Moment.
Oh, come on.
Finish this lyric.
I knew it was going to be Lifehouse.
Finish this lyric.
Okay. Me move.
Keep going.
Hanging by a moment here.
Hanging by a moment here with you. That's it.
There you go.
Absolutely. Wow.
Derek, did you know that one?
No.
So far,
That was on TV and everything,
so far
though.
It was like on like Dodge Ram commercials for a good run, I think.
I knew the melody, but
Yeah.
All right, Derek, you're up. Here we go. It's POD, Southtown. Finish the lyric.
In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank God that I made it alive. That's the lyric. That's the lyric. All right, there you go. All right, Jamie, you're up. Here we go. So far, Bethany's killing it. Here we go. Jamie, you're up. Michael W. Smith, Secret Ambition. Finish the lyric.
Questioning those in powerful position, running to those who called his name, but nobody knew his secret ambition.
It was to give his life away.
Yes.
Wow.
You nailed it.
But Jamie, you got to do
Nice.
it. In fairness, you got to do it in the Michael W. Smith voice. So it's like my place in
Go eat
this
a bu-
world.
Go eat a bunch of saltines and come back and tell us the lyric.
Okay, I get it.
All right. Okay, Jesse, you're up. The song. It's Derek Webb. She must and shall go free. Finish the lyric.
We believe and we are blessed. We believe and we are blessed. All her debts cast on me.
She must go free.
She must and shall go free. It's the name of the song. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
Even
sweet job.
Good for you.
I think I interviewed Derek Webb at the release of that album and listened to it, but it's been quite a bit of time. But I think I knew it was close. I appreciate it.
All right, Bethany, you are up.
All right.
Give you. What era were you in youth group?
I was like late 90s, early aughts. I was born in 86.
Okay. What kind of music were you into? What was your scene back then?
Like were you tooth and nail, or were you more like
wanted to be
pop?
Yeah.
I think I was probably more pop. I liked a lot of Third Day was a big one for me, like all their worship albums.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, I don't have any Third Day, but
friend of the pod, Mac Bell.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna do this one. Amy Grant, Good for Me. Finish the lyric.
Oh gosh, I've never heard that song before.
You could be so good for me.
Dude, both weeks when we played an Amy Grant,
everybody's
I'm like,
heads
dude,
were
these were bangers, man.
That was
I
banging.
mean, after Baby, I wasn't allowed to listen. I feel like
scandalous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can have
Scandalous.
hearts set in motion here. Okay, we know what that leads to. Elevated heart rates. We know where that leads to.
That's
So
right.
what happened?
Oh.
That's right. She went mainstream, right?
Yeah, in the early 90s, she released Baby about her actual baby that she had with her husband. And it was too secular.
Scandalous.
Yeah,
Scandalous.
I know we're addressing some Christian music scandals in these couple weeks on the pod. I just want to harken back to an earlier time when the most scandalous thing was a baby putting a mother's heart in motion. Like that was whoa.
It's not about Jesus. It's too secular. Yeah,
I don't know about the Christian music shouldn't be elevating heart rates at all. Yeah.
All right, Derek, Chance the Rapper, Blessings. Finish the lyric.
And gave Donnie a trump in case I get shortness of breath.
I'm gone. Praise him till I'm gone.
Don't be mad.
I'm gone. Praise him till I'm gone. When the praises go up.
The blessings come down.
Done. You got it.
There you go.
I told you I'd give you a layup.
There you go.
All right, Jamie, here we go. Kirk Franklin, Lean on Me. Finish the lyric.
Oh yeah, I would have got this one.
I'll be there. Don't worry when you fall. I'm your friend and I'll catch you when you fall. Yeah. Here's my shoulder.
I'll be there. I'm your friend when you fall. Here's my shoulder. You can call. I've never heard that song in my whole life.
You can lean on me. You can lean on me. Here's my shoulder. You can lean on me.
And that's like the name of the song you just said.
Yeah, I know. A couple of these were
I know, I
the
recognize
name of the song is a clue here.
Yeah.
It's Carlito.
Hey, y'all. What do we do? Is this a 4-way tie? Did everybody get
We each
one?
have one?
Everyone's got
for
one,
sure.
I think. Everyone's got one.
All right, here's the tiebreaker. Whoever can finish it first wins the game. Last song. Here we go. Ready? Copeland, Pin Your Wings.
Oh, this is my wheelhouse right here. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Pin your wings down. If it's all over now, pin your wings down. Just
Or just
Oh, man. I'm
Bethany?
Clark,
Just take
I'm
a
so
chance
sorry.
on love.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
remember
it.
seeing Aaron Marsh
not
perform
it?
this.
No. Or you can just take a chance somehow. Pin
Oh,
your wings
somehow. I
now,
thought it
or
was
you
chance on
just
love.
take a
Oh,
chance
okay.
somehow. Yeah.
Okay.
Bethany, you only got
I
one.
brought shame. I'm sorry.
You
Brought
only
shame
missed
to my
one,
family
but you
today.
only got one.
Yeah.
No, you did great. You did
No,
great.
there's no shame here, Bethany. You did great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bethany, personally, I did think it was pretty shameful. But, well,
Hey, off air, Bethany said, "Hey, I'm the one who said y'all need to freshen up the slices jingle."
No, I threatened you for saying you were going to change it.
Oh, that's
you
right.
liked
That
it.
was you.
Yeah,
You're like, no,
my
no,
kids
this
sit
is
in the car and go slices. So, like, it's important to me.
you don't like them hearing a head being lopped off graphic with the most graphic audio imaginable?
Nightmare City.
There's literally gurgles in it. Yeah.
I'm scared.
Gurgles, I heard it.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, thanks for joining us, Bethany, for part
Thank
2
you.
of Finish the Lyric. You did great representing the listeners.
I'll avenge myself someday. I promise.
Someday.
You did great.
All right.
Thank you.
That'll do it for Finish the Lyric. Stay tuned. Up next, Lee and Lecrae join us for a very important conversation.
You lost me. Do you feel like you should? Could have tried a little harder. Didn't make me feel good. I was just a little bothered.
You're listening to King Princess featuring Fouché. The song is Little Brother. Well, our guest today, rounding out an unusual order for the show, we wanted to end the show with this conversation. What you're about to hear is actually unedited. It's an important and delicate topic, and we didn't want anybody to think that maybe we cut some things out or left some stuff out of this conversation. So we're just going to run the full thing. We talked to artists Lee and Lecrae. You know them. They're some of the biggest Christian hip hop artists out there. And they're about to head out on the new big Unashamed tour for Reach Records. Well, they sat down with Tyler to discuss the news around their artist GAWVI getting dropped from the label. They wanted to speak more on what's been happening behind the scenes and what will happen moving forward. Here is Tyler Huckabee's conversation with Lee and Lecrae.
So, like Cameron said, earlier this week, Reach Records announced that it will no longer be working with GAWVI, the producer and recording artist, saying in a statement that he has displayed, quote, behavior that is inconsistent with our core values. So this news follows allegations that GAWVI texted unsolicited explicit photos to numerous women while he was still married. And this all started actually when GAWVI announced on a since deleted Instagram post that he and his wife had ended their marriage back in 2020. Rapzilla captured screenshots in which GAWVI says the decision was made with, quote, no scandal to gossip about. Now, not long after that, a visual artist and designer named Catafont took to social media herself. Catafont has worked with GAWVI on the design for his debut album, and she accused him of sending unasked for explicit photos to multiple women while he was still married. Following her post, other allegations were cataloged by fans on a subreddit. I spoke with Catafont, and she told me that she had heard stories of GAWVI's behavior over the last few years, and says she also believed that many of GAWVI's friends had tried to confront him, but were largely in the dark about the full extent of his behavior. You'll be able to read more of our conversation over at relevantmagazine.com. So Lecrae and Lee told me in our conversation about their decision, some of the fallout and their feelings about it. Here's the full and unedited conversation, which you can also read at relevantmagazine.com. Well, I do appreciate you guys being willing to open up about this. Obviously, it's extraordinarily difficult for I know you guys and so many other people who are caught in this. And I wonder if you could start just by telling me a little bit about the past few days and how you've reacted as some of this news about GAWVI has started coming out on socials with people talking about their experiences with him.
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenging couple of days, man. It's been roller coaster of emotions, and it's a lot to process. You got to process everything. You got to make decisions in the midst of it all. So it's been rough.
Yeah, likewise, it's been tough. In part because what is an interesting story to other people or something that's sad kind of from a distance, it is very close to us with people that we love, with relationships that we love a lot. So it really has been a heartbreaking situation.
When you guys first heard some of let me start with this. The statement you released said this is something that folks at Reach have been processing and thinking about for about a year. What has that last year looked like for you guys, and what changed in the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've known GAWVI since he was a teenager. So when he brings us information about him getting a divorce, that's something that we needed to process, that we needed to just kind of figure out, well, wait, what's going on and how can we walk with you through this? And then just him struggling in his marriage and him just not in a healthy space. That's what we knew about was, you know, his own personal and spiritual, emotional health and his own marriage, you know, being struggling. And that was all we knew. And so we were just trying to get him to just be transparent with us as far as what was going on. And so that was us trying to walk through. Basically, it was like a lot of character deficiencies that we had just seen over the last year. So for us, it was like, man, what's going on and how do we process this? But of course, you know, when everything else popped up, it was kind of like, I mean, he was already we had already stopped putting out his music and stopped doing stuff because we were just trying to process the character deficiencies. But this was like the hammer that, you know, that drove the nail in.
When something like this happens, obviously there's a big shakeup in the community, just between you all as friends, as collaborators, as people who've been together for a long time. Is this something that you see as how do you plan on? You're in the middle of a tour right now that he's been on. What does addressing that look like in the middle of being, you know, on the road and trying to minister to people that you'll be seeing over the coming weeks and days?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the kind of spirit and mood we thought we were about to go into the tour with. Obviously, it's a little deflating, and you know, as we've been doing 116 for a long time, and you know, me, Cray, and Tadashi, we've just been talking about it. You know, it's been a long time we've been doing this together, and I guess part of my heart is that, you know, we're going out. It's an unashamed tour. We're unashamed of the gospel, and I would just hate for for people make it seem like this invalidates that whole message of being unashamed of the gospel. When really it's like this doesn't, like, this is what the gospel is for. This is why we need the gospel, because we are a mess. Like we are sinners and we're a mess. And it's not that this situation validates that gospel. This is what the gospel speaks to. So all the more reason for us to get together and just soak in that gospel. We are sinners in desperate need of Jesus. We need him at every moment. We're a mess without him. And it's a good reminder to us of the importance of staying close to him and staying close to that gospel. There's no reason for us to hide the fact that we're sinners or hide sin when Jesus has said, bring it to me, I'll take care of it. So, you know, I'm hoping that I hope it sends us into that celebration of it in an even more deep way.
Yeah, I concur. I think it's all the more reason why we need to be together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it just draws us closer together. It shows us why we need the Lord and why we need each other.
And, you know, we this gospel we're talking about is the one that because like the statement that the label put out said, like, we're not, it's like we are throwing GAWVI away or something.
Yeah.
You know, this gospel we're talking about is the gospel that we want to celebrate, that we want to see it work in his life, that we want to see work restoration in his life and the life of his family and the life of the people that he was interacting with. This is what we want to see at work.
Mm-hmm. What do you think that, and obviously some of these details are very personal, so I don't want you to reveal anything that you don't feel like is safe to reveal here, but we've seen from the statement how you guys and Reach are dealing with your professional relationship with GAWVI. On a personal level, what do you think restoration looks like? How do you plan on trying to help your friend?
I mean, restoration is only as powerful as you're transparent and humble to allow it to have its effect on you, to allow the Lord to work on you and transform you in repentance and in humility. And so, you know, obviously my prayer is always for people to seek the Lord in humility and allow him to do the work in us. You know, I mean, we're all equally far from God. You know, it's not anything that we can do to make us right with God. It's what he does. And so I think in a situation like this, man, all I can can ask for is a humble heart and a desire to submit to what God would do in him. And it's like I've worked in prison systems where people have taken the lives of their own family members, you know what I mean? But God saw fit to work in their hearts and transform them. And now they are, doing amazing things in the lives of other people. And to me, that's a picture of restoration where God can use, that's all he does. He uses broken people to paint a picture of his goodness and his grace. And so that's all I can hope for.
Something that I saw a lot of while I was looking over some of the tweets and Instagram, people talking about this yesterday, was how the reputation that you guys have, that Reach has, for being a very safe place for people who come to your shows, who listen to your music, particularly for women. And we know that, that music isn't always a safe space for women. This throws sort of a wrench in that. And I think you can understand why some people might feel a little wary, maybe in some cases sort of betrayed. What is your message to those fans, and how do you plan on trying to restore that level of trust with the people who love your music?
Yeah, I saw a comment to that same effect. Yeah, and that was a really heartbreaking one for me to read, because we want to be a light in the world. We don't, not on some we're the only ones who have any integrity anywhere. Not like we're these perfect people, but we want to represent the Lord, and we want to be striving for that. And so we don't want all the issues that are everywhere else to be present with us too. My hope would be that more than it, even in some of the other spaces in music, that we would be really clear to our fans. The 116 movement is not just a bunch of dudes. We have a lot of female fans who have been rocking with us for a really long time, who've been amazing supporters of us. And we want them to know, these are not issues that we take lightly. This is not caring for women, protecting women. These are not issues that we take lightly. And it's been the source of, for me personally, even more grief than anything else, is the effect that our actions can have on women involved in situations. So we just want you to know, protection of women, caring for women is of the utmost importance to us. It's part of why we respond to this with such urgency. It's part of why we respond to this with such seriousness, because it does matter very much to us. And we want our spaces to be safe space for women, where they feel valued, where they feel worthy. And that's certainly how we feel. That's certainly how we seek to operate. And our prayers that we can, as we move forward, represent and operate in a way that makes that super clear for people.
As you look back over the last couple of years, or a year, I suppose, that you've been working with GAWVI, and you knew about some of the struggles that he was going through in his marriage and his personal life. Do you feel hindsight's always 20/20? So it's not, I don't want you to, not asking you to beat yourselves up over it, but are there things you wish you had done differently? Are there ways you would, thinking now, knowing what you know now, that you maybe wished you had pushed harder or done something else that didn't happen?
You can only do as much as a person is transparent with you. So in as much as we knew, we operated in, when he exclaimed us, his marriage was struggling, we stepped in, and, obviously we're not all, some of us are closer than others, but those who he was closest to really did try to dig in. And so it wasn't as if there was more that could have been done in terms of from our insight. It was just, we operated with what he revealed and what was given to us. And so, I think we're concerned about, I think, the marriage was the biggest thing for us, because that's what we understood and what we knew about. So for us, it was man, let's make sure, because his career affects more than just him. It affects his kids and his, the wife he was, wanting to divorce. And so, we were thinking about what that means for them. But in terms of all of this, this is just, we had no idea.
And I'll just say, personally, just as a friend and brother, and as a pastor, there's always in me the thoughts of, I could have done more. I wish I would have reached out more. I wish And, one of the takeaways for me is to keep checking in on my brothers as much as I can, to keep asking hard questions of my brothers and sisters as much as I can, because we need each other, we need each other. And so we can only do as much as we can do. But I definitely want to do as much as I can, because I need people checking in on me as much as possible. And I want to do the same.
Something that I think a lot of, I can't speak for everybody, but at least I feel like men are not always very good at that. Like there's like checking in on people if you've got a concern, if there's a little red flag, no matter how small, pushing on that. It's something that I've been really convicted about a lot lately when I've seen those opportunities. So thanks for saying that, Trip. I appreciate it.
And I think it's important for men to not always assume the best of each other.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Because when we just assume the best and we don't ask each other hard questions, then stuff that's inappropriate can happen in the dark, where one of the ways that we can protect each other and we can protect our sisters is by not just always assuming the best, but to ask the hard questions and to hold each other accountable,
Kind of on that note, and I'm sure you've seen some of this too, or thought about it yourselves, there are going to be people who accuse you of sort of throwing this guy away, He made a mistake. Now he's out of the picture. How do you address people who say, why, this guy made a mistake? Why are you just throwing him out like this?
I mean, if you read our statement, it says our professional relationship has ended. You know what I'm saying? And that, there's no promise that you're going to have a music career and be signed to a label anywhere in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? That's not his ultimate desire. Sure. Ultimate desire is that we walk in the context of community, as believers in Christ as a body. And so the biggest thing is like, man, there's always access to God, regardless of how far we go off the rails. And if anybody is willing to, confess and forsake, their transgressions, there should be access to the church as well, to the body of believers. And so it doesn't necessarily mean, it's like, man, look, if you were stealing money from me, that doesn't mean I'm going to hire you as my accountant again, but it doesn't mean that we can't be friends again. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean we can't be in relationship. And that's really, what's most important. You know what I'm saying? I value Trip as a brother. I love him as an artist, and he's dope at music. But I'd much rather have him as a brother, you know what I'm saying, and as a friend than as a label mate. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I was just gonna say, as when we started 116, and as we've been doing stuff together, and all the artists who've come on, like there's a way that we've agreed that we're gonna try to move. There's a way that we've agreed we're gonna try to represent each other, represent our community, represent our God together. And so we're holding each other to that standard, and that's part of what our partnerships professionally are built on as brothers. And so, like Craig's saying, like we're talking about the professional relationship. It's not the end of our friendship with him, and it's not the end of, trying to walk with him. And I just want my brother to be in a happy, healthy, whole, faithful place. I want his family to be in a happy, whole place. I want all the people that all of us interact with to be, I want us to be a blessing to them. And so I want to do whatever I can to help things move in that direction.
We're still learning, at least on my end, about just how many women we're talking about here who receive these messages from GAWVI. What is your message to the people who feel victimized by him, who are directly involved in being hurt by him?
I think Tripp said it best. Our desire is to walk in step with, the Lord, to walk in step with Christ. And Jesus cared about women. Jesus cared about people on the margins and people who were taken advantage of and people who were victims. You see him, intercepting a woman about to be stoned. And he just paints a model for us to follow. And so, of course, our burden and our desire is to make sure that women feel safe and feel protected, and that there's restoration for them. You know what I mean? That there's restoration for any woman who's been put in a position where she's been made to feel less than human or to feel objectified in any kind of way. So, you know, for us, it's like, man, of course, you know, I mean, that's a priority for us. And that's something that, I mean, again, forgive me. I'm just, it all grieves me. You know what I'm saying? It just all grieves me because it's so many people involved other than, you know, whenever we fail, it affects more than just us. And so it's just like everybody who's affected by our failures, you know, it's always a painful thing.
The last question is, as you guys are moving ahead with this tour and just with business in general at the label, a lot of people are going to be wanting to pray for you all. What sort of prayers are you hoping for from your friends and your fans right now?
Yeah, you can pray that the Lord would keep us, faithful. Like we need Him. We are a mess. And that God would give us grace to reflect on this in the ways that we need to, you know. Are there things that we need to reflect on in our own lives? Are there things that we need to reflect on in the culture of 116? You know, what ways can we continue to try to represent the Lord well and hold each other accountable well and serve our fans and be a light in the world well? And then that this would allow us to lean in and celebrate this gospel even more. You know, it'll be amazing to get a chance to be all together on stage again. You know, it'll be a chance for us to all come together, reflect on this together, to celebrate the gospel that we all need together. And that the Lord would give us grace to do that in healthy ways, to process it in healthy ways, to reflect in healthy ways, so that we can, you know, move forward in a healthy way.
And I'll just say, and this is not even like, I'm being honest when I say this in all sincerity, this ain't no tour promo, but I just need to see faces, man. I need to see that collective sense of like, this is bigger than us. You know, it's like when we initially started 116 and we would be in front of these crowds and it was like our brothers and sisters, like Tripp said, celebrating the gospel. I think I need that encouragement. You know what I'm saying? I need that energy and that celebration of truth. I need that. I'm just being honest. So I think we all do. So I think that's one of the best ways, you know, in this season. I think that'll be very encouraging for us all.
Just to add to one thing when you were just saying, you know, in any thoughts we have for people, I just want to be super clear that we see you, and we value you, and we take very seriously any of these kinds of things, and we want nothing more than for it to be super clear. We don't rock with that. We do not support that, and we don't want there to be any space for any of that. In our space, we want this to be a space where women are loved and valued and supported and lifted up, and we want to do everything we can to live in that way. And even when other people try to keep things a secret that the Lord sees, Lord will walk with you. And as far as we can see and help, we want to walk with you and love on you too.
I did also want to note this after I wrapped this conversation with Lecrae and Tripp. I got an email from Tripp Lee, and he wanted to add this as well. He said, quote, "When women come to our concerts or interact with us, we want them to be encouraged and blessed, not taken advantage of. There's absolutely no excuse for that, and it grieves me to think anyone has had a different experience. We want to raise the bar on how women are treated and valued in hip hop, not lower it. I think that's one of the things we've been called to, and there's no room for anything else."
That was Tripp Lee and Lecrae. You can see that interview in full at relevantmagazine.com if you want to share it. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to, give you a couple of updates, a couple of reminders. Make sure that you check out all the amazing conversations in the winter digital issue of Relevant. We have Shad, Leanne Ford, Zachary Levi, so much more. Denzel Washington, Andrew Garfield, Lin-Manuel Miranda is stacked. Go check it out. It's in the magazine tab. Just click magazine there at relevantmagazine.com. It's free. Also, head over to relevantstore.com and check out our latest merch, our upcoming annual print edition, sweatshirts, podcast fan gear, so much more. And when you're at Relevant, actually, right there on the homepage, right there on the sidebar of the articles, you can sign up for our daily newsletter where we send you the top 5 trending articles at Relevant. Just the best of the best, cream of the crop. Sign up for our newsletter. Man, that list has been growing. There's a lot of people signing up for it for some reason. All right. And make sure to follow Relevant on all the socials to stay up on everything we're publishing every day, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Okay. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
Derek Minor.
All right. We'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
For listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
I got a storage unit full of dire circumstances if you need a backup.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.